Welcome to the Mackenzie Video Library.
We're going to skin a green wing. I'm going to start by loosening the legs up, extending the wings and loosening them. Give it a little massage. And we see when you massage it, the natural part line will open up. And I take some soapy water and Dawn and go right down the part line like that. Spread it away from me. Open up the seam down to the vent. Okay, once I get it down to the vent, make my incision at the top. I score it all the way down to the front part of the vent. Next step is I'll take a little borax, put a little on there. I'll start separating the connective tissue at the seam. Taking my time here. So I don't want to make any cuts. I want a very good clean seam. Once you get that connective tissue broken, you can do a lot with your fingers. I'm going to go up underneath the top of the incision to make sure that I do not tear this when I skin it coming around the top. Okay, I've got the connective tissue broken. A little more borax. I'm going to go in with my finger and push it away from the body, opening it up more. Now we're getting to the legs. I want to expose those legs on both sides. Now I will snip at the heel. Actually the knee, top of the drum, and continue cutting through that muscle until I reach the fat. When I get to the fat, I stop. Taking your time and understanding how to skin, not leaving a lot of meat on these birds, will teach you about anatomy as you skin them. So got that opened up, a little more borax. This is granulated borax like I get at Walmart, 20 mil team for skinning. We use a powdered borax to preserve. Now, this is where you gotta really understand how the tail works. Now I'm at the vent. I'm going to cut through the vent. Now I can feel my quills, and this is right there where that little bone is, called the pygostyle bone. Little pointy bone that goes in the middle of the tail. I'm going to cut right through the top of it. Put a little borax at the top. We'll grab the bone and pull down, and that exposes the oil glands. So now I continue down the back. Trying to get those, as we call them, pork chops off of the skin, which makes it a little easier to flesh. I don't have to scissor them later. Just filleting those pork chops right off. Some birds are easier than others. This is a really fat bird. I gotta go a little slow till I can get it free over the pork chops, and then the back will skin very quickly with borax. More borax, and then we peel like a banana. No pork chops. More connective tissues along the side pocket. some of you guys are beginners and trying to figure all this out, we've got a really good complete system available at McKenzie with artificial feet, necks, bodies, heads for different size birds, so get you a jump on things. But I do recommend learning and studying these carcasses and parts and how all this connects. Now more borax. Now we're going to work around this wing. One thing I want to do is make sure I clear this area out at the top of the neck so I do not rip the top of my chest. So once I do that, I'm going to bring my finger right around that wing, and I'm going to pull down right at the flight web, and you can see how I've exposed that area, and you want to make sure that front is clear. So now you can see through the hole. Then I hyper extend the wing socket, and I take my scalpel and I cut right through just like that. Hyper extend that one, go right through, pull my neck down, and we have got the body pulled. Next we're going to skin the wings and the legs. I'm going to get some borax and grab this part of the wing and work it down with my finger. And when I get to the back of the wing, I use my fingernail, but you can use a little tool like a dull knife. We've got a little small tool here that we've modified that we can push these down with if your hands aren't real strong. Okay, we got that inverted. I think it took us about 6 minutes to take the body out, so I'm trying to see how long it takes us to remove everything here. And you'll see on the radius and ulna, I'm not going to remove the meat. I'm just going to cut these actual muscles, and I will buzz those off on the wire wheel when I get to the wire wheel. But I'm going to roll that bone, go up and under, and pop, roll, catch the other bone, and cut. Scrape. Roll, cut, and scrape. Okay, gonna leave that on. We'll get it off on the wheel later. Invert the wing, get it back to where it's supposed to go, and I'm constantly grooming these birds even while I'm skinning them and rubbing, getting the plumage back to where it's supposed to go. Right down that back of that. My fingernails, pop, pop, pop. Pull, pop, pop, pop. Should be able to skin and turn about 3 birds an hour is about the average. When you get good at it or proficient, get used to it. It's all about systems and processes. There's a system and process for everything, for taxidermy, the mounting, the skinning, finishing, structural setup. Okay, get that on the wheel, straighten our wing, just kind of get those feathers back in a comfortable position. And we're going to do the legs. I hold with 2 fingers, these 2 at the drum, and then I push with my thumb and this finger. I'm pulling and pushing at the same time. And use a sharp scalpel. If you use a dull scalpel, you will cut holes. I do not like stainless steel scalpel blades. I like carbon steel. That's a very important thing to know. Stainless dulls quicker, but carbon steel lasts quite a while, and you can sharpen it easily. working that down with borax with my fingernails down to the heel. Grab my tendons, pop. We will be using artificial feet, so all this will be done away with, but I do like to leave this on while I'm fleshing so I can hold something. Then I take it off after I get through fleshing. So that's it, turning legs and wings. Let's go do the tail. There's the little oil glands. I'm going to go around those glands. Yeah, you need to be a little slow because if you don't know where they are, you're going to cut a hole. But I have cut right around those glands. I'm going down the back side of the tail to meet those glands. And boom, there's the little oil gland sac. This will all be cut off on the wire wheel and buzzed off. I may free up just a little bit of fat and meat right there. You want to make sure to get those quills good and clean on the wheel. So that's it for skinning the legs, wings, and the tail. Next, we're going to do the face on this little green wing. And what I'm going to do is start right here at the edge, and I'm going to skin with a number 11 blade right along the edge. I'm going to start on this side, and I'll open the mouth. And this is called the corner of the mouth, or the rictus is what it's called, and I stretch it out so I can get to it. So separating that tissue. Go down to the upper V notch. Okay. Then we're going to do this other side, right up to the V. Don't forget to open that mouth up. That exposes all that. When we get to the underneath side, I'm going to follow that V right up. Pull it right up. Make the cut on the connection on the corner. And then we're working it back away from the bill, okay? Now this is going to be a really good tip for some of you. I usually use a small needle nose pliers, but I don't have any. But I'm going to take these scissors. I'm going to go right here, and I'm not going to open them up very far, but I'm going to go in here and work that right under the skin. I'm cutting that lower jaw, and I'm breaking it. Like I said, I'm feel through the bird's jaw, and it's not going through the skin. And then I'm going to take the lower mandible and pull it out like that right there. Most of you are going to find out when you try to skin out a bird like a gadwall or a green-winged teal that it will rip on the face because it has a small opening. So if you skin it out and you remove the lower mandible like that, it gives you freedom to slide it right over the head. A little more borax, give us a little grip. Be careful we don't cut around the eyes. Just going to let this video run in real time so you'll see actually how long it takes once I splice it all together. Sometimes these little teal take a little longer than others. Sometimes your bigger ducks are quicker than the teal. I can skin a pintail or a shoveler really fast. Wood ducks will slow you down, their skin sticks. Now we get to the ear, cut deep right there at the ear. I like to leave a lot of ear canal tissue on there so when I glue it back to the head, I've got something to attach with. So once I do that, I remove that. We're complete. And that's it for the skinning tutorial.